Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Dakota, the place where we unravel the hidden stories in corporate filings and sometimes, well, people just switch chairs. Today we're diving into a recent report from Tidal Commodities Trust, the folks behind the Hashdex Bitcoin ETF. What is interesting here isn't some massive financial shocker, but a significant shift in leadership that might signal a new direction. Stick around to see what this means for the fund and the ETF. Okay, so this is a current report filed because something important happened. Think of it like a company's breaking news alert to the public. And this particular report came out on the 7th of January 2026, telling us about events that took place right at the start of the year, specifically on the 1st of January 2026. Scroll United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Scroll, this is just the official header saying hello from the US government securities watchdog. They're the ones who make sure companies play fair and tell investors the truth. This is the name of the trust or the main company that this report is about. It is like the parent company. This tells us where the company is legally registered. Delaware is a popular state for companies to set up shop because of its business-friendly laws. This is the company's official file number with the SEC. It's like a social security number for corporations. And this is the company's tax ID number, also known as the Employer Identification Number, or EIN. This is the main office address for the company. This part is a bit of a checklist for the company. They're indicating if this report is also being used for other specific types of communications with investors. For example, if they were making special announcements about new offerings, or trying to get people to buy their stock. In this case, none of those special boxes are checked, meaning this report is purely for the leadership changes we're about to discuss. This section lists the company's securities that are officially registered and traded on stock exchanges. This is the actual product that the trust is associated with. So Tidal Commodities Trust is the entity that holds or manages the Hashdex Bitcoin ETF. This is the trading ticker for the Hashdex Bitcoin ETF. It is the short code that investors use to buy and sell shares of this ETF on the stock market. This is the name of the stock exchange where the DeFi ETF is traded. This box being checked means that the company is considered a smaller, newer company by the SEC. This gives them some benefits, like being able to delay following some of the newer accounting rules for a few extra years. It's a way for the SEC to give a hand to companies still finding their feet. Item 5.02 Departure of directors or certain officers, election of directors, appointment of certain officers. Compensatory arrangements of certain officers. This is the main reason for this filing. Item 5.02 of an 8K report is all about changes in a company's top leadership. It covers when directors or top officers leave, when new ones are appointed, or when there are significant changes in how top executives are paid. Here is the big news. Guillermo Trias, who is the chief executive officer or CEO of the company that manages the Hashdex Bitcoin ETF, which is the sponsor, has stepped down from that CEO role. This happened on the 1st of January, but he is not leaving entirely. On the very same day, Guillermo took on a new role, executive chairman. Think of this as moving from running the day-to-day operations to a more strategic, big-picture advisory role. He'll be guiding the long-term strategy and making sure the company's vision stays on track. And who is taking the CEO reins? Gavin Fillmore. He is now in charge of the overall direction and day-to-day management of the sponsor. This is a classic move where a company brings in new leadership to drive growth or a new strategy, often promoting from within or bringing in fresh talent. This is an important detail for investors. It means that for these specific leadership changes, there haven't been any new agreements about how much these executives will be paid yet. The company is saying that for now, their compensation structures haven't fundamentally changed because of these new roles. That often comes later in a separate filing or once formal agreements are ironed out. This means that neither Mr. Trias nor Mr. Fillmore have any personal business dealings or relationships with the company that would need to be disclosed because they could potentially cause a conflict of interest. It's a way of saying their personal interests are separate from their official duties. Here is a little background on Guillermo. He's a co-founder of the company, which is significant. He was the CEO for a long time, from late 2015 through the end of 2025. Now, as executive chairman, his focus is on the bigger picture like strategy and financial planning. This move suggests Hez still very much involved, but shifting his energy to a more high-level, long-term vision for the company. He has got solid academic credentials, including an MBA from a very reputable business school, the Kellogg School of Management. This just reinforces his experience and strategic thinking capabilities. Now, for Gavin Fillmore, Hez the new CEO, starting his tenure right at the beginning of 2026, his primary responsibility is to manage all aspects of the business, from strategy to day-to-day operations. Gavin isn't exactly new to the company. He joined in August 2021 as the head of product development, and then moved up to Chief Operating Officer, or COO, in July 2022. This shows a clear progression, and he has a solid understanding of the company's products and operations. His prior experience is also quite relevant. He spent several years at Barclays Investment Bank focusing specifically on exchange-traded products, or ETPs. This background is a huge plus for a company managing an ETF, as it means he understands the market and the products very well. He also has a finance degree, adding to his qualifications. The mention of being approved by the NFA, which is the National Futures Association, indicates he has met certain regulatory requirements for his role in the financial industry, specifically related to commodity futures and options, which often ties into digital asset derivatives. This section is where the company officially signs off on the report, confirming that the information provided is accurate to the best of their knowledge. This line simply reaffirms the name of the entity submitting the report. This clarifies that the report is being submitted by Tidal Investments LLC, which acts as the sponsor or manager for Tidal Commodities Trust I. This is a digital signature from Gavin Fillmore, indicating he has signed this document. Since he is now the CEO of the sponsor, it makes sense for him to be the signatory. Scroll B, Tidal Investments LLC, as sponsor then be Gavin Fillmore. Date, the 7th of January 2026 name. Gavin Fillmore title, Chief Executive Officer of Tidal Investments LLC. As sponsor scroll, this part confirms that Gavin Fillmore, in his capacity as Chief Executive Officer of the sponsor, has officially signed this report on the 7th of January 2026. It is the formal conclusion of the filing, so what does this all mean? The resignation of Guillermo Trias as CEO and his move to Executive Chairman, alongside Gavin Fillmore's promotion to CEO, signals a strategic transition. It appears the company is aiming to leverage Guillermo's foundational experience and vision in a more advisory capacity, while empowering Gavin, who has direct experience with ETFs and has risen through the ranks, to lead the day-to-day operations and future growth, while there are no new compensation details yet. This kind of leadership shift often precedes a period of renewed focus or strategic expansion. We'll be watching to see if this change brings any new initiatives or impacts the Hashdex Bitcoin ETF's performance. That's our breakdown of Tidal Commodities Trust I's latest filing. What's your take on these leadership changes and what they might mean for the future of the Hashdex Bitcoin ETF? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights from the world of corporate finance. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.